Okay, teacher.
Hello, yes, welcome, Mountain of Inspiration. I see that you're ready. Oh,
Yes. Can
okay,
you hear me? Can you hear
yes,
me?
I can. No problem. Yes, I
Okay.
can hear you. No problem. Okay, so welcome again, everyone. Uh, Today, to this evening, we're so happy. We're so happy to talk about an interesting topic, and we know that most people, entrepreneurs, and all that, and all content creator, not all of that. All of you who create content can take advantage of what we're going to talk about tonight. And
Mhm.
tonight, I'm not by myself. I'm here with Mountain of Inspiration, who is one of our partners who's been supporting this channel through our different shows, among others, partners that you can see at the bottom of the screen here. And we're so happy, we're so glad to see you here tonight. But before we go any further, let me just double check and make sure that my friends on Facebook can see that the live is on.
Mm.
As you know, Facebook has some tricky setups, and sometimes people may not see it right away. Yeah, okay, so it looks fine. It looks good.
Mm.
Okay, so welcome, Mountain of Inspiration. How are you today?
Pleasure. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, okay. It's always a pleasure to see you because you have great insight on some of these topics that we bring, and also you have your own show where you help people, business people, and everyone, every walk of life, people to update the mindset, to have the right mindset to tackle all the challenges that may come their way. And that's why I like to have you here with me.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we have friends watching from somewhere. I see some comment in the chat. Okay. Master Electronic. Hello, Papa Joel. Yes, Master Electronic. And he's saying, inspiration. Hello, going by inspiration. Finally.
Mm.
Yes.
You say finally?
Yes. I don't know why he say finally. Okay. And Dalem TV. Let me see if I can change that.
Hope is online.
She is. Okay, one of her comment was her. Right there. Hello. Okay. All right. Okay. So the title of this show tonight is how to market your business using live stream.
Mhm.
And people may ask and they may think that it's only certain businesses that can benefit, that can take advantage of the live streaming session for the business to
Mm.
present their company, to
Mm.
showcase their artistry, to showcase their capabilities, to showcase what problem they can solve. And I'll tell you right here, right now, anyone with, regardless of the line of business you are, you can take advantage of live streaming to market, to position your company. And we're going to show you how.
Mm.
Okay? So your business is mostly there to resolve a problem,
Mm.
to resolve somebody's problem.
Yes.
And the old way of doing things was for you to pay advertisement space on newspaper, to pay advertisement space on the TV,
Mhm.
in TV shows or TV channels, making sure that your product, your knowledge was made visible to the masses. That's how people used to do it
Yeah, back in the days.
back in the days. And we may say back in the days, it may sound too far to some people, but I say as far as 10 years ago, that's what most people were doing. And just imagine now how even all these platforms that used to be just to connect people, all the social platforms, now
Mm.
they're giving you this option to promote your business.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, they understood that there is a way for them to make money by simply doing something simple. Instead of making sure that your content, your page was visible or presented to all your friends, they just made it difficult for them to see that. And then they send an advertisement and say, oh, do you know you can boost your post? Do you know that you can promote this posting? And of course, if you click yes, then I'll tell you, oh, you know, if you want to do it this way, it will cost you X dollar amount. If you want to do it this way for this length of time, this is what you'll be paying. And
And to entice you, they will say, we're going to give you $50, $35 just to start, just for free. It's on the house.
exact. Google Ads used to do that. As far as I can remember, 10 years ago, I used to receive credit from Google Ads in the mail, because that's how they could contact you. And then they'll send me in a mail, oh, we saw that you have a channel, and oh, we can take advantage of the advertisement, and we're giving you this credit if you sign by this date. That's how they kind of understood, they kind of were proactive in a way to make sure that you take advantage of those services that they were offering. Okay? Now, your business, regardless of where you are, and by the way, I know that Master Electronic is watching from Sweden. It's good. Dell MTV is from Canada. But the people probably watching from YouTube, from Facebook, if you can please put in a comment and let us know where you're watching from, that will probably also give us an idea. Because you are, as your business, I mean, business, again, in terms of providing a solution, you started your business because you saw a need in people's businesses. You saw a need in what people are doing, and realize that you can offer the services or the product that can help them better, help them do it better, faster, or make it easier for them. Okay? Now, the challenge, as we all know, you can have a business. You can think that everybody around you will understand what you're doing, until you realize after a while, after the likes and the thumbs up, nothing is coming. No money is coming. That's when you realize that I need to do something. And then you start asking around, and people start telling you, you need to advertise, you need to be more present. And depending on who you're going to talk to, if you meet somebody from the old way of doing things, they'll tell you, no worries, all you have to do, come to our show, and we have a fee for promotional interviews, and we'll charge you X dollars amount, and we'll make sure that your content is visible. We will not remove it from our channel, and you'll be exposed to our 100,000 followers that we have on Facebook.
Yes.
Which is not bad, because you get exposure. That's true. But my question has always been to any entrepreneur, to any business owner, what is the return on your investment? Yes, you can invest, let's say, $200, $500 to be on somebody's show where they'll talk about you. They'll do a promotional interview for you. So, a promotional interview, for those of you who don't know, it's really a soft interview where whoever the host, it'll be soft on you. It'll be asking you pre-made questions that the answer. So you may have to rehearse with them. They may prep you, make sure that you know how to say all the right answers to get the people's attention. That is a promotional interview. Okay? But the question is, after that interview, how much will I be making? How many people, Mr. Host or Mrs. Host, based on your experience, how many people do you think will call me for my services? And I'll tell you, most people do not ask that question. They don't ask the question. They just think, okay, I put money and, and then I hope for the best. And they,
Yeah, because
go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, because for most people, for most business people, it's a matter of prestige, right? They say to us, "Oh yeah, I was interviewed." I mean, it's just matter of saying that I was on Oprah, I was on Dahlia shows, I was on Dimitri's show, and for them it's a matter of prestige, but they don't really take the time to ask themselves the hard question you're asking.
Exactly. And that is why, although I'll do it, if somebody comes to me and say, can we do a promotional interview? I will do it. I just want somebody to be with me on camera, asking me questions. I will do it, no problem. Mm-hmm. And of course, you pay me for my time and my energy and all that. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But because of who I am, I always tend to help people and guide them and say, why don't you start your own channel? And some of them, yes, they're valid questions and say, oh, I don't know, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it right. And then sometimes they just have excuses not to start their own channel. And then that's when I depending on how I feel, where they are, I can just say, yeah, okay, no problem. So we'll do the promotional interview, and those are my fees. You pay me my fees. My email address is there. You send me Interac transfer, or you can send me the payment through PayPal. Fine, we'll do it whenever you want. So when is it? Or is it on the 26th of August? No problem. Let's do it. Mm. That's a way to do it. But as I know that most entrepreneurs, most people starting out, even people established, and let's stay first with those who are starting out. Mm. Unless you had a lot of money already, you made money from another business and something else, and then you're not scared and money is not a problem, then yes, you can go ahead. But most people who are starting, they are starting a business because they would like to complement whatever income they have right now.
Yes.
They like to bring something on top of what they're making right now. Mm-hmm. And so for that reason, they get into entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. So why then, that's the question I sometimes ask them, why then spend those scarce revenue mm-hmm. that you're trying to grow? Why spend that in paying me? I don't mind you paying me. I don't have a problem. If you tell me you cannot, I understand it. But I'd rather see you as a repeat customer, because I know that if you start learning what I'm doing, what I can show you, and by the time that I also learn from my mistake or from the experience that I'm having with you, I'm growing my knowledge in any specific area.
Yes.
So growing that knowledge, it's my asset, it's my investment, because then I can still sell to a bigger crowd. I can still sell my services and product to a bigger crowd. You see, that's why I'm not afraid to tell people, let me teach you, let me show you how to do it. Why? Because, and as a matter of fact, if I may share a story, one of my customers that I helped, and I also talked about him, in the past. I gave him trainings to set up his YouTube channel, and everything is fine. He's doing great and all that. And he came back to me for something else, for another question. And of course, being a business mind person, I'm like, okay, no problem. Okay, all right, I see where we can probably do something. And of course, we went through, and then I realized that some of the techniques that I shared with him a couple months ago, it's not even 12 months ago yet, they're kind of outdated. Can you imagine that?
In less than 2 months.
No, 12 months. Less than 12 months. Less than a year. Some of the techniques that I taught him Now they outdated.
Yes.
This is the world we're living in. So I could have just done the production for them. I could have just done the interview for them, but I would have missed on that extra income coming.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So that's why, just to set the ground, letting people know that, you should not be afraid. You should not be afraid sometimes to, guide your customers, because why? Then you also build trust. And that's one of the reasons. You also build trust.
Long
and
term.
then you become a trusted advisor.
Yes.
Because you will show your customer that you don't want to take advantage of them. Anyone doesn't like it. Nobody likes to be taken advantage of. Nobody. Nobody. Even the richest person, it doesn't like it. Even the poorest person, they don't like it. Nobody likes it. And then if you, in your business, you always try to tell people, always try to show people that I'm not here to take advantage of you. I'm trying to give you the best for the time and maybe for the future, but this is the best solution that I think it will work for you. That's why I'm not afraid to do that. And this is the reason why I like to do those videos. I like to have this conversation, because it helps me also still think and develop, the mind and develop different strategies, different things, and how to make it better. You see? And now, going back to your business. So as a business, you are tempted, and the temptation is big. It's huge to pay someone to help, present your company, to help present what you're doing. The temptation is huge, especially when you are at a point, at a stage in your company or in your life where you need some breakthrough. You may just give in that temptation and say, okay, let me try it. Let me try to do advertisement through the platform. Let me try advertisement through promotional interviews, things of that nature. You can give in. It's a temptation.
Big temptation.
And yes, and we understand it. I understand that some people will not be able to resist to that. But tonight, and this is where it's really, it really came to my heart, because as I told you, I think I said it a couple of weeks ago, I watched a live stream, and ask me, where was that? It was on LinkedIn. Not even YouTube, not even Facebook, but LinkedIn.
LinkedIn has its own live stream?
No. This is the story. LinkedIn, because of also economics, because of also the way people are consuming information and content, LinkedIn has also set up, they're not opening to everyone, but they're opening to certain businesses and all that, so that they can do a live streaming event on LinkedIn.
Oh, so it's only for a select few?
Yes, you can apply for it, and then depending on how engaged you are on LinkedIn, depending on how many content you publish on LinkedIn, yes, they may grant you access to the live streaming on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yes. So right there, that's where it opened my eyes and say, okay, so these companies, these established business, they're making millions per year. Some are making billions, but they're coming on LinkedIn. They're going on YouTube and talking about their product and their businesses. And guess what? For free. Because YouTube does not charge them to publish the live. LinkedIn doesn't charge them to do the lives. So they promoting their own product and services for free on those platforms. And of course, you would the fallout from that is like the amount of people, the number of people coming and connecting just to watch that, it's growing. From the first one they did, because I'm following one company, from the first one they did about 2 months ago to the one they did yesterday, the number has just gone up. So right there, they're generating interest in what they're doing. They're talking about how their products and services can help your business. And this is where I would like to now start telling you, you have an audience. Your audience is your targeted customers. Those customers that you're after. But are you where they are? All right? Because people may start think, oh, you know, I need to go on TV. I need to go on this YouTube channel because it will help me create my visibility, increase my visibility and all that. But are your people on that channel?
Yes. Very good question.
Because, you know, if I want to sell you the idea of coming to my channel, having your interview, I can sell you that idea. I'll tell you why you need to do it. You need to do it with me. I'll tell you. If I understand your psyche and I understand where you are, which stage you are in your company, I can sell you that idea. But is your customer really found in my channel? Because the customer you are after, it may be in a different channel. It may not just be in the channel that you like. It may not just be in the channel that you are after. You know, you may like Mountain of Inspiration, but do you think that by posing with Mountain of Inspiration, going on Mountain of Inspiration, having a conversation, will draw the kind of customer you're after? That's a question you need to think.
Yes.
And that is where most people don't realize that, yes, you're putting the effort, you're taking the time to go and be interviewed by many different channels, radio stations, TV stations, and all that, but yet you're not getting the right people. Yet you're not getting the traction that you're after. And it is simply because you are not doing it right. You are not doing it right.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I'm saying tonight, it is time for you to start considering doing live streaming and talk about your business. People will say, you know, it's challenging because many reasons. But I say, okay, so if you have 10 friends, can you ask them to come or invite people that may be interested in your product and services? I'm not asking a lot, just 10. Can you reach out to 10 of them and say, I need you to spread the word around you in your network and tell them what I'm doing. And by the way, you know what? And I'll be going live on Thursday at 6 p.m.
Exactly.
Okay? Tell them about what I'm doing. Guess what? You may not get the crowd the first time, but if you have the right mindset, if you are prepared, and if you know what you're talking about, if you know what you're selling, the value of the product and the services that you're selling, let me tell you,
Yes.
it's just a matter of time.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of time for people start noticing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yes, it takes time, it takes energy, yes, but then you don't have to do it every week. You can do it once a month. Like that company that I'm following on LinkedIn, they do it once a month. Once a
How big
month.
is the company?
They make billions. It's a global company.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I believe the audience is actually quite substantial then.
Quite substantial, it depends. It depends on
Okay.
what you define quite substantial. Because the first one, it was not even 100 people watching live at the same time.
Okay.
So, but the one that was yesterday, it was over 300 people watching
Oh,
at the same
okay.
time.
So that's a pretty big audience.
Yes, but remember, the first one, almost nobody knew about it. And I even reach out to the company and say, oh, just to check and ask them a couple of questions. And they say, no, we like to grow organically. That's our strategy. We'll just grow organically. Word of mouth, people talking about it, and that's it. We're not going
Wow.
to push for anything.
Wow.
In less than 3 months, they grown their audience over 3 times.
Wow.
Like, in terms of business, it's 300% growth.
Wow. Tremendous.
That's exactly what it is. And the way they do it, and that's probably the beauty of it as well. The way they do it, they have a couple of people from the company, and they invite other experts from other fields of business with some challenges or solutions. They can work together. So let's say I'm Joel MNTV. I do live productions. I do videography. I do live sound reinforcement. And I start connecting and making sure that I bring in, let's say, musician. And we start talking. And we're talking how my services can help those kind of people. You see the synergy, the value? Because by bringing somebody else, I'm getting his audience as well. And he's getting whatever audience I have. So those two combined can bring the visibility higher for both of us. You see? Because
Win-win situation.
it's a win-win situation. People look at it and say, oh, we like it. And then when you tell people, okay, let's meet again next week. If they liked what they saw today, they'll come back next week. They'll come back the following weeks. And this is probably a segue for me to say thank you for all of those people who have subscribed to our channel in the last 28 days. I really thank you, because you are just kind of reinforcing and telling me that I'm doing something right. And I thank you for that support. And of course, I'm really looking for your feedback. I need to know if you have any challenges and if what I'm saying makes sense to you, and what else would you like me to talk about. Please let me know in your comments. When you watch later or even live now, let me know what else you would like me to talk about. And these kind of settings that we have right now, it's really a way to let people know what we are doing and what we are capable of. And for example, last night I was on another show. It was a live show. I was just invited to talk about technologies, how technology can help businesses. And one thing, and it's really struck myself, it's technology. Any business today need some form of technology.
Yes, absolutely.
The technology, people may think, oh, it needs to be a computer, it needs to be something from the IT. No, technology can be just the broom to sweep the floor. That broom, it's a technology. But you need to understand all the different types of brooms and how they work. They can help you do your job better and faster at a low cost, because you're not in a business of investing money and hoping that one day you get a return. No, you are in the business of investing and earning, making money, not hoping that yes, it may. No, you need to be strategic. And that's where actually the technology becomes useful and it becomes important. It becomes part of your business strategy, understanding which one is the best tool that can help me get to the goal that I've set for myself. And that is one thing I tell people when I have my consultations and say, okay, what is your goal for the next 12 months? What is your goal 12 months from now? And whenever I hear, oh, I would like to be like this, I would like to grow to that number, I say, no, financially, what is your goal? Because once you set a target, a financial target, most of the time, people become more focused.
Absolutely.
Like in any family, when you're planning for a trip and you say you need to start saving, you become focused on how you spend the money.
Absolutely.
And it's the same thing that happens for the business. And that's why that's the key motivation that for those businesses. Ask them, what is your financial target? How much money are you planning to make in the next 12 months? Okay, and then you can break it down in, okay, let's set a target. So you want to make $1,200,000. Okay, so that means that you need to make at least $1,000 per month. How are you going to make that $1,000 per month? That becomes where the strategy comes in. So those conversations can be expanded, and using tools like live streaming. And here then live streaming, I'll tell you can do live streaming wherever you can, but as long as you know your audience, as long as you know your target customers, if you know them and you know where they are, go for it. Go for the platform where they are. Try to reach them out. And always keeping in mind return on investment. Am I getting any return with this? Am I getting calls after my show? Am I getting people DMing me on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, because they saw what I'm doing? If not, then what can I do to get their attention? That's how you start thinking, you start strategizing. And remember, we talked about marketing a couple months ago. You need to start building the strategies. And the live is the best place to do it because you can be yourself, which is another level of the personality, because people look at you, and if they like what you're saying, they like your personality, guess what? They'll be hooked. They'll be coming back. They'll be talking about you and say, oh, I like the guy. He's real. He talks good stuff. He knows what he's talking about. That's how you build that. That's how you can start getting the $1,000 target that you have established for yourself on a monthly basis. Because if month one you didn't make the 1,000, then you need a correction plan, a corrective plan for the following month, and say, okay, I made 500 this month, but I know that by the 12 months I need to have 12,000. So how am I going to make 1,500 in second month, so that I'm not short in my plan? And having live streaming, it can help you in many, many different ways. Because as we know, you can have an hour of discussion like we are doing right now. And after this, I'm telling you, I'm going to sit down and make sure that I take excerpt from this show and repurpose them. Why? Because I need to spread the word. I need to make sure that people who miss this or people who've never heard of me can find me.
Yes.
So I need to make sure that I'm spreading my word. I'm doing this myself. Because guess what? Maybe those people, and at this time, they are probably having their supper. Maybe they're still at work. They're still on the way from work to home. You know how long it takes to drive around the GTA. Some people drive for an hour 20, an hour 40 around GTA. One of my coworker, he lives in Ajax. And, when in his Mississauga, the best time for him to leave the office is 3 p.m. Because after 3 p.m., it'll take him at least 2 hours to get home. You see? So I need to be mindful of those people who cannot watch when I'm live. But the purpose of the live is really creating the content. And you as a business, you need to be able to have enough content for the people to know about you, to know about your product, your services. You need to have enough content. And because in today's society, people have a short span of attention span, the focus is so small, so so quick. Yeah. So you need to catch them.
Small window.
Yeah, there is only a small window. You need to catch them at the right time. And that's where you have all these algorithms in all the different platforms. I even see it now on Facebook. They start giving you different algorithms and say, oh, when you do it this way, if you have a Facebook page, they're giving you some stats for you to understand the best time to reach your audience, the best time to do certain things. That's how you build that. That's how you establish yourself and establish your company. Because at the end of the day, you have a goal, you have a target. And if you don't make it, then you know the consequences. You know that the result will be either positive or negative based on your action or your inaction today. So you can decide and keep on doing things the same old way of old way of advertisement. Going to newspaper, going to flyers, going to TV stations, going to radio stations, and all of that. You can still do it. But the question is, what is the return on investment? How much you getting back? Okay? How much is getting back? And I think my guest has a challenge with his system. So you need to think about all these things. And as a business owner, you need to really think, how much am I getting in return? For anything you do, how much am I getting in return? You need to establish some goals, some criteria, some SMART goals, like business people say. You're a business person, you need to have SMART goals and making sure that, it's real, it's realist, it's smart, you can attain it. But at the end of the day, if you're in a business, it's to make money. Are you making money? Mm-hmm. Are you making money today? Mm-hmm. And if you're not, what are you waiting to adjust? What are you waiting to change? What are you waiting to get to the next level? Mm-hmm. And because sometimes it's just a matter, it's a small adjustment that can yield a great harvest. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's that small. Yeah. And people like to think, oh, I need to have this, I need to have this kind of light, I need to have this kind of phones or this kind of camera. And I say, no. Just build your strategy and be present. Make sure that you're in front of people. Yeah. If you're not in front of your customers, if you're not in front of the people, guess what? Somebody else is. If you're not talking to your customers, if you're not making noise, if you're not letting them know, and sometimes you need to crank it up, the frequency, probably need to push it a little bit higher and just make more noise just to establish it. Sometimes that's what you need. And if whatever you have can allow you to do it, I'll say go for it. You know, we are from Congo, and there is one guy, you know, people make fun of him. People, you know, they shared some small parts of his video. And the guy's name is Bokechu. And I tell anyone who want to listen to me, I say, this guy is smart. Why? Because regardless of what he's doing, he's making sure that he's still in your mind. He's still present. He's still making noise. You'll call him all the names you want. But guess what? Among the same people calling him names, they are the same ones sharing the videos. So just imagine if that is your business. You know,
that's smart.
You know, I'm not going to tell you how you should treat your customers, how you should treat the people you're after. But you need to start somewhere. You need to think about it. Why? Because maybe your customers need to be pushed. Maybe your customer need a nudge. You see? Maybe the type of customer you need, those are the people that need a nudge. You know, they need a certain way of talking to them. Maybe. So you need to know what's the business you're in, who are the potential customers, and what the mindset, what is the way they think. You need to, how do they call it? Profiling. You need to profile your customers. You need to have a profile of your customers and say, okay,
absolutely.
My customers are this type. I want this type of customers. You know, I like the way you present yourself, because you have your jacket, your ascot around the neck, representing what you do, but also because you are thinking about bringing people in a certain level, you need to look the part. Yeah. And this is one other thing I tell people coming on screen and say, you know, myself, I'm more into the technologies, you guys know, and I'm more into the talking and more hands-on approach. But for people who are trying to build up, if you're trying to tell people about starting farms, but you never set a foot in a farm, okay? If you talking to people about making money, okay, but yet your presentation, your setup, your setting is not conveying that message. You know, those are things that you can only learn by practicing.
Absolutely.
Because there's more you start doing it, and then people, you know, that's the beauty and of the feedback sometimes we can get from the audience. Some of them may be blunt and tell you, "Oh, you tell me that you how to make money. How come you haven't made money? Oh, what do you mean? Or how come your background is bare? There's nothing. How come you're not using a microphone? You're not using a good microphone? Is it because you're broke? And yet you want to tell me that how to make money?" Then it makes you realize, okay, if I'm going to be talking about technologies, sometime I need to make sure that I have the tools.
The right technology. Absolutely.
The right technology. So people can see I'm not talking just out of this. No, I'm talking, and I have at least something representing what I know and what I'm preaching.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and that's sometimes a challenge. But unless you try, unless you set yourself, you set a foot into that arena, the live streaming arena, you will not know. You'll be comfortable going through different channels and doing interviews, things like that. Yes, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, and but how much are you getting?
Exactly.
How much return? You see, how much return? How can I say? You want to grow, but you don't want to walk.
Yeah. Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. You want to expand, but you're limiting yourself.
Yeah.
And there is one thing I may share before we probably conclude this conversation. It is really rare, especially for us here in North America, to see an entrepreneur or a business owner who has never worked the lowest level in his company. It's really rare. Why? Because it's usually they started by themselves. They started by themselves, setting up the booth, setting up the product on the shelves, cleaning after customers, picking up customers' loads and putting that in the car, in the trucks. They learn all of that. And they build the relationship with those customers. So those business owners, when they hire people, one of the things they usually they always do that, they set standards for the employees and say, guys, I don't want you to mess this up because I know how my customers love to be served.
Yes.
And they put a lot of emphasis on how to serve their customers.
Yes.
And it's just a way to encourage anyone here tonight, watching tonight, or you'll be watching later, to understand that there's nothing wrong to, at one point in your life, to do everything. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It only makes you better. It only helps you grow. It only helps you be prepared for the next level, for the next big explosion. Why? Because if you know what it costs to produce a live stream, if you know what it costs to prepare for a live stream, where you talk about your product, when you talk about your services, whenever you're going to hire somebody, you will know how to bring them up to the speed.
Yeah.
Because you've been there.
Yeah.
And you have realistic expectations.
True.
You understand, you remember. Oh, and let me share this again with one of the head of country, CEO, if you want, from the company I used to work with. And he started as what we call inside sales rep.
Oh, really?
Yes, he started years ago when he was younger. He started as being at the same place where most of the sales force in the companies are located. That's where he started. And then for him, he knows the challenges. He knows, he used to have a no nonsense. He just come and say, guys, I know.
I was there.
I know I was there.
Mm.
But you know what made me move up? Because this strategy. This is how I build my network.
Mm. Mm.
And those who listen to him, those who follow his advices, they were able to move up. They were able to move up. And those are the type of leaders that you can become when you know that even today, just start. It's not easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy to stand in front of a camera, take your mic, and start talking about your business. It's not easy. But you need to have a strategy. You need to try. You need to make sure that you are there. You need to just start. If anything, start today.
Yeah. And if you can't, we can always hire someone to do it for you within the company.
Yes. But if you're just starting, an entrepreneur, you're just starting.
Okay, okay.
I'm talking tonight. My heart is really for those who are starting.
Mm.
Starting, yes, you're starting. Hey, this is the time. This is a perfect timing. We are, and that's another thing. We are tempted to go other places and talk about our business. And being interviewed. We are tempted. But guess what? How many times have you been into a promotional interview and realized that you did not have a chance to say all you had in mind?
It happens all the time.
Now, if it happens all the time, then if you have your own channel, if you forgot it yesterday, you'll make sure that the next time you're in front of your camera, you will not forget it.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Then you start building that. Listen, my friends, let me tell you one thing.
You control the narrative.
Exact. I enjoy watching myself after the shows. Why? Because it just boosts me and it helps me. You know, people say, "Oh, but you don't get a lot of viewers." I am working. I am building. I'm building myself up. And that's why I love to watch myself and see, oh, all right. Am I getting better? Have I positioned my company well? Have I positioned my services well? Because if I miss it today, yes, I missed it yesterday. Okay, I'll make sure that tomorrow I'll talk about this.
Absolutely.
That's how it is. You want people to know about you, to know about your business? Who else can talk about it better than yourself? Who else can have the passion about what you're doing than yourself? Who else will love your ministry more than yourself? Who else will say all the good things and be honest, be sincere about your shortcomings, your product shortcomings than yourself? And control how it's said. Because guess what? If you hire somebody to read after a failure or after, being attacked by a ransomware, by cyber hacker and all that, you hire somebody to come and talk on the behalf of the company. If they're not trained, trained to be a public a spokesperson, for a company, being the one who speaks on behalf of the company, guess what? They may do more damage than anything. But if you have learned that, you make sure that
Yes, sir.
no, let me handle this. Let me handle this. I don't need a translator. I don't need my guy to speak for me. Let me handle this. And you come, and because you know your people, you know the customers, you know what you've done, you know how to put it in perspective.
Yes.
Then you come and say, I could not believe it. Like, I've been in this business for X years, and one little mistake cost me this. Because you're the leader and you take the full responsibility, the message can come across as, okay, let's give him another chance.
Yes.
You see, and that's where you see, if you don't have people that can do it for you in your company, I'll say this is the time. This is the time to ramp up and be in front of the camera and build your company.
Yes.
Make your company know. Let people know about what you can do for them. What your services, your products can help them achieve. You know, because when I tell people that 20 years ago, the goal of this company was really to create content that was geared towards the creation. Right there, it usually strikes a chord in many people. Okay, it strikes a chord. Some people say, well, okay, so Christians, who care? But to some, it matters.
Yes.
It matters for many reasons, and I'm not going to talk about those reasons tonight. But just to tell you that it is important for you to leverage live streaming. And the other side of the live streaming, and that's also another thing that I really need to bring to attention, is that people will be more forgiven for any mistake you do during the live. You see, why? Because almost, and especially here in North America, almost 80% of the people have been involved in some type of conference video call.
Yes.
You know, a video conference call and things like that. People have been into that, and they know the challenges sometimes that can happen.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. They know that, and they know that they can be well prepared, and something happens. They know it. So when you do a live, and then it happens, how you control yourself, how you manage yourself, can also be a selling point of your company, your product, your services. Imagine that. They'll look at you and say, wow, I can remain calm when everything seems to be chaotic, everything seems to be out of control. But the guy remained calm and even joked about it. Oh, okay, so this guy is something else. That's how you build the personality. That's how you become, and people will start looking at you differently. You see, that's how we need to really tell anyone with a business today starting, I'll say, step up in front of a camera.
Yes.
Just talk about your business, and most importantly, tell people how your services can help them. Motivate them, inspire them. Tell them how your product can help them. How your product can make their life easier. How your product and services can help them sleep better at night. Oh, yes. Because, you know, some people, they have trouble then because they think, you know, if they go to sleep at night and, you know, anything can happen. But if you can give them that peace of mind that their computer will not be attacked, it will be safe. And even if it was attacked, you have a solution that can recover anything that was kind of blocked by the hackers. You need to tell them. I need to tell you right now that if you're looking for a way to enhance your live streaming and you're still struggling and you don't know, call me. My number is there. Call me. Call me and, you know, I'll listen to you. I'll tell you, I'll look at what you're doing and I'll tell you based on what you're doing and based on your budget. And that is my approach. My approach is mostly based on your budget. What is your budget? to achieve whatever you're trying to do. And with that, I'll work a plan for you. I'll work a solution for you. I'll build a solution that will match your budget and help you achieve what you're trying to do. And I'll also give you options and say, yes, for now, this is where you can start. But if you're thinking long term and you don't want to spend more in 2 years, you better spend more now than wait for 2 years. I'll give you all this analysis. That's what I like to do for you. And if you think that it is still too much for you to handle the comments, to handle the screen, the guests, and if you have multiple guests, and you need somebody to take care of that, call me. I can do it remotely. I've done it so many times now for people in Belgium, for people in Quebec. I'm in Ontario, but I've done it for people as far as Belgium, managing a show for them, a live show for them. So if you think that you need that kind of help, call me. Reach out to me and we'll be able to do it. And if you think that you have an idea, and your idea, especially when it comes to your media, it comes to your digital life, and you still think that it may seem crazy to many other people, but you would like to achieve it, call me and we can probably chat about it. And chatting, I may give you some guidance, and I can tell you, yes, this is how you can do it, and this is, okay, so if you want to do it this way, this is how much it will cost you, and this is the challenges, and this is what it requires to run this or that. Call me. That's what we like to do. Our business, we have acquired enough experience in the last 20 years in a live sound reinforcement. When we mean live sound reinforcement, is the sound system for a concert and things like that. We have experience in that. When it comes to audio or videography, we have experience in the equipment. From the small to the one with the big Canon lens. You saw it on my video intro. It's there. I use that. Not from my space because it's too big, but I use it in the church that I attend. I know how to use that. I know how to manipulate it. You need somebody to. We can tell you how to make it that next level with your budget, with the means that you have, with the location where you are. We can help you do that. We can help you realize that, achieve those dreams that you have in terms of your audio video productions, for your ministry, for your business, for just your coaching, for whatever you like to do, your content creation. We can help you with that. We can work with you and give you all the advices and all the strategies and techniques that can help you go to the next level.
Yes.
All right. So on this, I really want to thank you for your time. I missed the comment here. I see that there was a discussion going here in the comments. I see baby daughter, yes. High five. Trust yourself. Okay, I don't know what you're talking, but it's glad that you made it watching. And for those of you who are on Clubhouse, you can join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I mean, Toronto time, like 8 p.m. And we'll be talking about Kinshasa, Malebo. Where is that Malebo come from? And if those are the kind of things that you're interested in, please join us tomorrow. The name of the group is just Banakin. So B-A-N-A space K-I-N. For those who speak French, they probably know how to get it. And unfortunately, it will be in French only. And we may sometimes put some Lingala words or speak in Lingala, but it'll be mostly in French. All right? So I thank you so much for stopping by Mountain of Inspiration.
My pleasure.
Looking forward chatting with you again. And whenever you want to invite me to your show, let me know. I'll be more than happy to be there as well.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so dear friend, thank you. And if you like what we did and would like to support us, you can send your donation through PayPal. The address is showing there at the bottom of the screen. Or you can call us and give us your feedback. Tell us what you liked, what you did not like, and how we can make it better. And we'll be more than grateful for your comment, for your support. And for those of you who are new, see what we're doing. And I'll say subscribe. Subscribe for what reason? So that you can see what we are doing.
Absolutely.
And provide us with feedback. One of the passion that we have, it's really to see other people succeed in whatever they're doing. And I know that you are about to do something. You are about to do something. I don't know what, but you have something. You have a project. And sometimes you think your project is too crazy. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you probably have something and you think that nobody will understand it. Call me. Call me and we'll talk. And I'll show you that it's possible and you're not crazy. You are just a visionary. All right. Until we meet again, take care and thank you for stopping by.
My pleasure. Have a good night.
Good night.